Hi again, I'm Bri Garrett with Dirigo. Now that you've installed Edge, let's take a look at the code.
If you are watching this video, you have probably already installed Edge. If not, please check out our video on installation. Let's go ahead and open the solution for DirigoEdge in Visual Studio. DirigoEdge has the typical structure of an ASP.NET MVC web application. We're going to start by looking at the view. Open up the shared folder under Views. Click into the _layout.cs HTML file. Let's talk about the CSS in JavaScript. In our project, we are using a framework called Squishit, which will minify your CSS and JavaScript files. Be sure to add your CSS files to this section so they are properly minified. This will help with the load time on your site. You can also see here that we are using the responsive framework called Foundation. Edge currently comes with Zurb Foundation 3. We haven't upgraded our CSS framework just yet as we still continue to support users on IE8. Styles can be added as new CSS files, or you can add them simply to site CSS. MediaQueries.css is exactly that, for media queries. These are just here to get you started. Feel free to do things a little differently. We have the layout divided into header, section, and footer tags. Here you will see this custom HTML helper for the header. This renders the header module. The header content can be modified through a content module in the admin of Edge. If you decide you'd like to have a more complex header, you can certainly add whatever you like here in the layout file. Let's go ahead and take a look at the header module in the back of the admin. Open the site in your browser, launch it from Visual Studio, or go to the URL you have the instance mapped to via host file. Navigate to /admin. Go ahead and register an account. Leave the registration code blank. We will go over that portion later in another video. This is the dashboard. You can see all the different types of content Edge supports out of the box. Go ahead and click on Content and then on Modules. Here you can see all the pre-populated modules from the base installation. Click on Header. Here you can edit your header HTML. Let's go back to Visual Studio. The footer is currently in the layout file only, but can be moved out to a module. As a developer, you can think of modules as simple HTML, CSS, JS partials that you can edit from the Edge admin. These modules can be edited by other users of the CMS that don't particularly want to deal with C# code. Modules can also be reused as shortcodes. Shortcodes simply allow you to put the module on a content page. You can learn more about shortcodes in the video link below. Moving on, you will see that we have the scripts section. The scripts are also loaded into the Squishit framework. Here we have included the basics: jQuery, jQuery UI, Foundation, and our homegrown JS utilities. You should add your global JS files here. Down here we have the scripts that are included only when in admin mode. These allow you to edit pages and modules on the front end of the site. Let's take a look at where you should place your CSS, JS, and images. Open up the Content folder. Here you will see Themes. Themes is the primary folder for storing CSS, CSS-related images, and sprites. The base CSS files are packaged together. Feel free to add the new folder here or add the base package. It may be best to separate your custom CSS if you choose to update DirigoEdge at a later time. Images and media are kept in the uploaded directory. This directory has quite a few subdirectories which each house images for specific areas of the site. You can use the media area to add additional folders. These folders are added to the Edge folder structure, but they will not show up in your Visual Studio solution. It is best to keep your media and images not included in your solution. Let's take a look at the scripts. Scripts are located exactly where you thought, in the scripts folder. Create scripts here, or add to these. If you have jQuery plugins, you can place those in the jQuery plugin directory. Now that you have had the basic tour of how the front end works, let's create a page to tie things together. Let's go back into the admin of Edge and click on Content, and then Pages. Click on New Page. Let's call this page About Us. Edit the permalink field to set the URL of the page. Let's put in some basic HTML. Publish the page and preview it. Looks okay for our demo. Let's transfer this address block to a module because I think we might want to reuse it somewhere else. Copy the address block we just created and go to Quick Actions, and then New Content module. Paste in our code. Let's go back to our page and replace the HTML with the new module we created. Open Pages in a new tab by control-clicking. Click back into the About Us page. Remove the div with the class address and replace it with bracket address box bracket. This is the shortcode syntax. Let's update the page and see what happens. Here you can see that the shortcode was inserted into the page. You can do this with any module. You can even create dynamic modules that are data-driven. We will cover that in an upcoming video. Now that you understand how the layout, pages, and modules work, you're ready to begin scanning your site.
I hope you found this video useful. Check back later for more Edge resources.